All right, so I finished with my second iteration here. You can see this is my first one. The support material was really tough to get off. It printed like this, and then the piece that went in it, too thin, it snapped. So I redid my design. I added a little flare to it. Now it's got inlay, it printed the opposite direction, so it's got its support raft. The raft prints to make sure that it is, well, it's easier to get off of the build plate. So when you're done, you just peel the raft off. It might need to be sanded. I probably won't do this finished design in yellow, but there you go, you can see it. It's got a hole so that you can mount it on the wall. That's going to have to be a little bit bigger. And then here's the cap. So peel the raft off of this. There's also a fair amount of support material on this guy, which looks like it's going to be really difficult to get off. I'll do that here in a little bit. I may not end up using support. In the meantime, it's not going to fit perfectly either way, because I'm a hypocrite. Because when I said that you need to match up sizes and they can't be perfect matches because then it won't fit because of tolerances and the fact that prints aren't perfect, I didn't do that. So I'll have to remake that design with a slightly smaller hole. So we'll take this piece down, see how that looks. Not too bad. I could probably push it a little further to the outside edge. Yeah, and that would probably help, but it's about the right depth. Could be a little thinner, but that'll work for now. So what I'm going to do, so to improve the design, what I'm going to do is instead of printing like this or like this, I'm going to try and print it upright and then add a slot to it so you can slide the corners in. And then for the middle pieces, because I want them to be 1, 2, 3 in a row. So for the middle pieces, I'll reflect this across this axis, so it'll be both. Look something like that. And then I'll add the hole in the center so you can hang it from the center point. And then I won't need a hole on the outside edges because that's not where it's going to hang from. So I think printing like this will mitigate a couple of those problems. It'll allow me, one, to print with an inlay or with a slot that you could put the piece into. And then two, it'll make sure that it actually holds the piece. And I can fit more of them on a print bed. So let's jump over to screencast. So I liked what I had here. I am going to make a new one though. So we'll start a new design. And if you've ever used CAD before, you know that you save your design, let's say corner piece, and then the next one is corner piece V2, and then the next one is corner piece V2 final. And then finally you have corner piece V3, 3.1, corner piece, this is going to work this time. Basically, you can just rename it infinitely and follow no naming convention, because why would you do that? Why would you plan ahead? So we'll start with our box. Again, I liked the 1/2 inch. It's about a 1/4 inch cutout. So I need to change my grid. I always forget to do that. Go inches. All right, awesome. So let's make it, let's see, what was this, 1.5 inches thick. Yeah, I think that works. So we have 1.5 inches. Let's go 1 3/4 inches by 5. Yep, because then I can reflect it at 10. So we'll make it 1/2 inch thick. And then cut the corner off of it. And this is kind of the beauty of design, because you get to mess it up and then try new stuff. So it's a lot of iteration. And you hold shift so your angles stay constant. We'll match these corners up. Looks good to me. Close enough. So then I can copy and paste this piece, and then I will, instead of doing it the way I did it last time, I'm just going to flip it this direction and make sure it's 180. And I'm getting a call, so I'll pause. All right, had to take care of a phone call. I'm back. So our next step is going to be to align these, connect them. Great. And then add the painting. So our placeholder again is going to be, what did I decide? A 1/4 inch thick. And in this case, we're only going to lift 1/8, and then we're going to slide it into the middle. So I'm using the grid lines here to make sure that I have this piece correct. And because I'm mirroring this and changing around where the hole is to hang it, I can actually go a little further into it. So that should work. Let's go one more. Feeling crazy. So I'll combine these. So there's my cap. So I could go ahead and print one of these, but I'd rather get my money's worth and print one of these as well as another, the middle piece that has the reflected piece on it. So let's go ahead and export this piece to my desktop to 3D prints. So let's call it a fun name. Picture corner V2. And then I'm gonna create another one. So for this, I will duplicate my design. And then I'll take this piece and mirror it. Okay, so it's not gonna let me do that. So instead I'll mirror it like this and connect the two pieces together. Use my grid lines again. All right, awesome. And then I'll add a hole for the mounting. So it's gonna have to be bigger than a 1/4 inch, which is what I did last time. So we'll go 1/2 by 1/2. And then if I want to make this either invisible or add a piece to it, I can not send it through all the way, which is I think what I'm going to end up doing. So I'll move it in just a little bit, and then for the height, I'll make it almost go all the way through, but not quite. And then combine these pieces, and I can export. Call it centerpiece. V1, just for safety. Okay, so now I can go to my MakerBot, turn this preview off, add my models. Change my orientation. Now we're printing like this. And we'll see how precise this is. So it will do circles in the side. I mean, they're going to be a little bit deformed, but that shouldn't be a big issue. This is just so I can hang it up with thumbtacks. So I'll add a model to this. Actually, yeah, I'll add a model to this so we can print them up both at the same time. Perfect. So these both fit. They've both got the right orientation. I don't need any support material on this. If it tries to do support material, I'll just turn that off. There we go. I'll clear this print, and then I can start a new one. All right, so really this is the beauty of design. It's iterative, it's fast-paced. You can figure out problems and holding things in your hand. So it's called crit, I think, from a certain different viewpoint. It basically says that when you're working with design elements, if you have something in your hand like a prototype to hold, it helps inspire not only improvement to your design, but the way you think about the design so that you can go about maybe changing it or redefining it. So having this piece in my hand helped me to understand, oh, I'd rather have it slot in. I don't even have to worry about the front if that happens. And why not print it upright instead of on its face? So hopefully that helped a little bit. I'm kind of proud of this. Hopefully it turns out pretty good, and I'll have something to hang out my pictures. So thank you, everybody. If you need to reach me, again, I'm Will from H2I. You can find me at wwalls@h2igroup.com. Thank you.